I spent over $3,000 testing every budget phone under $200 so you don't waste a penny. Some looked great on paper, others completely failed. But after weeks of testing, only 5 phones actually delivered real value, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which ones won't let you down. In this video, I'm breaking down the only 5 phones under $200 that actually delivered solid performance, good cameras, smooth displays, and real battery endurance. If you're shopping for a budget phone, this list will save you time, money, and a lot of regret. And hey, if any of these phones catch your eye, I've dropped all the best deals and links down in the description below, so definitely check them out after we're done here. Let's kick things off with the Nokia G100. It's not flashy, it's not pretending to be a flagship, but for the price, it delivers the basics with the kind of reliability Nokia is known for. For just $139, you're getting a 6.52-inch IPS LCD display with a 720p resolution. Now, it's not the brightest or the sharpest panel on this list, but for everyday use, scrolling, YouTube, social media, messaging, it gets the job done without feeling sluggish. Under the hood, the G100 runs on the Qualcomm Snapdragon 662, an 11nm chipset that's been around for a while. Paired with either 3 or 4 GB of RAM plus 32 or 128 GB storage, it's not built for gaming marathons, but it handles basic tasks smoothly and stays power efficient throughout the day. And yes, you can expand storage with a micro SD card. The camera system includes a 13-megapixel main camera, a 5-megapixel ultra-wide lens, and an additional auxiliary sensor. In good lighting, photos come out decent with natural colors and enough detail for social sharing. The 8-megapixel selfie camera also holds up fine for video calls and quick snaps. Just don't expect night mode magic, this phone stays in its lane. Battery life is where the Nokia G100 really shines. With a 5000 mAh battery, it comfortably lasts a full day and often more, thanks to its power-efficient chipset and clean software. Charging is capped at 15 watts, which isn't the fastest, but the battery endurance makes up for it. Despite being a budget phone, you still get dual-band Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 5.0, FM radio, and even a 3.5mm headphone jack. No NFC here, but honestly, at this price point, that's not a shocker. The Nokia G100 isn't trying to compete with high-spec budget killers. Instead, it focuses on simplicity, reliability, long battery life, and clean Android performance. And if you just need a dependable, no-nonsense smartphone that nails the basics without draining your wallet, this little Nokia absolutely delivers. Next up, we've got the Moto G Power 2024 5G, a phone that seems to run on caffeine and pure stamina. If battery life were an Olympic sport, this one would definitely be bringing home gold. For just $149, you're looking at a 6.7-inch full high-definition plus display with a 120Hz refresh rate, which means everything, from gaming to scrolling, feels buttery smooth. And with Dolby Atmos stereo speakers, your Netflix marathons or YouTube binges sound surprisingly immersive for a sub-$300 phone. Under the hood, it's powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 7020, an octa-core processor clocking up to 2.2 GHz, paired with 8 GB of RAM and 128 GB of internal storage. You can even expand that up to 1 TB with a micro SD card, just in case you're the type to download half of the world. Now, for the main camera setup, a 50-megapixel primary sensor with optical image stabilization keeps your photos crisp and shake-free, especially in low light. The color tones are vibrant, and details hold up really well considering the price. Selfie lovers aren't left out either, thanks to a solid front-facing shooter that does great in daylight. But the real MVP here is the 5000 mAh battery. It's built for long hauls, think a day and a half of mixed use, and when it's time to recharge, the 30-watt turbo power fast charging gets you back up quickly. Just remember, you might need to buy the charger separately, depending on your market. Now wait, before we jump to the next phone, take a second to hit like and subscribe. It won't give your smartphone a PhD, but it will make you look like a tech genius in front of your friends. Trust me, future will thank you, and so might your phone. Now that you are looking like a tech genius, let's move to the next smartphone. Next, we've got something unique, the Moto G Stylus 5G 2024. It's one of the few budget smartphones that actually includes a built-in stylus, giving you the freedom to sketch, jot notes, or navigate the screen with precision, all for just $199. It features a 6.7-inch Pure LED display with a full HD Plus resolution of 2160 by 1080 pixels and a 120Hz refresh rate. Everything looks sharp, colorful, and buttery smooth whether you're scrolling, watching movies, or using the stylus. Under the hood, it's powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon processor, clocked at up to 2.4 GHz, paired with 8 GB of RAM and 256 GB of internal storage. Plus, you can expand it up to 2 TB with a micro SD card, and even use the phone's built-in storage as virtual RAM for an extra boost. When it comes to photography, the 50-megapixel ultra-pixel main camera with optical image stabilization delivers sharp and stable photos, even in low-light conditions. You also get smooth, shake-free video recording and a front camera that's perfect for selfies and video calls. Battery life is another win. The 5000 mAh battery easily lasts over a full day of mixed use, and with 30-watt turbo power fast charging, you can get hours of use in just minutes. The build quality feels premium too, featuring a soft vegan leather back finish, stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos support for multidimensional audio, and yes, a 3.5mm headphone jack for wired listening. If you want a phone that's practical for everyday use but also lets you express your creativity, the Moto G Stylus 5G 2024 is one of the best value-packed options under $300. Next, if you want a phone that gives you flagship flashes without the flagship price, the Xiaomi Redmi Note 14 4G is worth a serious look. For $195, you get a 6.67-inch active matrix organic light-emitting diode display with a 120Hz refresh rate and up to 1800 nits peak brightness. That means it's bright, buttery smooth, and great for outdoor use. Basically, a tiny TV on your hand that doesn't complain. Under the hood, it runs on the MediaTek Helio G99 Ultra processor, built on a 6nm fabrication process, and it pairs with options like 6 or 8 GB of RAM and generous internal storage options. That combo keeps everyday apps, social feeds, and light multitasking moving along smoothly. The camera setup is one of the headline features, a 108-megapixel main sensor, backed by 2 auxiliary 2-megapixel sensors for macro and depth work. The 20-megapixel front-facing camera handles selfies and video calls nicely. In daylight, photos are sharp with solid detail and pleasing color. Low-light performance is decent for the price, though don't expect miracle-level night shots. Battery life is excellent thanks to the 5500 mAh battery, and with 33-watt fast charging, you top up quickly when you need to. In real-world use, you can expect a full day and then some, great for commuters, students, and anyone who forgets chargers. It ships with Android 14 layered with Xiaomi's HyperOS, delivering a feature-rich but familiar user experience. Connectivity includes Bluetooth for wireless accessories, dual-band Wi-Fi for fast internet, and near-field communication depending on region, good for contactless payments where supported. Design-wise, it's slim, comfortable to hold, and comes in a handful of colors so you can pick one that doesn't look like every other budget phone on the shelf. Next is the Samsung Galaxy A15, a phone that proves you don't have to spend big to get a premium Samsung experience. Let me tell you why. For just $169, you're getting a 6.5-inch Super AMOLED display with a 90Hz refresh rate and 800 nits of peak brightness. It's sharp, colorful, and smooth, easily one of the best panels in this price range. Watching videos or scrolling through socials feels genuinely flagship level. Under the hood, it runs on the MediaTek Helio G99 processor, paired with up to 8 GB of RAM and 256 GB of internal storage. It's not a gaming beast, but for everyday use, multitasking, streaming, and casual gaming, it's fast, responsive, and power efficient thanks to that 6nm architecture. That is not all. Samsung has also committed to 4 years of major Android updates, running the latest One UI 7 based on Android 14, which is a big win for software longevity at this price. Now let's talk camera. You are getting a 50-megapixel main sensor, a 5-megapixel ultra-wide lens, and a 2-megapixel macro camera. Nothing over the top, but your photos will come out crisp with great dynamic range in daylight. The 13-megapixel front camera holds up well for social media shots too. Battery life is another highlight, a 5000 mAh cell that easily lasts a full day and a half. Plus, it now supports 25-watt fast charging. Just note, you'll need to buy a compatible charger separately, since Samsung doesn't include one in the box anymore. Don't panic when it comes to connectivity, because you've got dual SIM slots, Bluetooth version 5.3, dual-band Wi-Fi, and even NFC, depending on your region. It's practical, modern, and reliable, all wrapped in a sleek build available in colors like Brave Black, Optimistic Blue, and Personality Yellow. The Samsung Galaxy A15 nails the essentials: a stunning AMOLED display, long battery life, clean software, and Samsung's solid build quality, all for $169. A simple, dependable choice for anyone who just wants a great everyday phone without breaking the bank. And that wraps up my top 5 budget phones under $200, the ones that actually deliver real value without wasting your money. If this video helped you out, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more honest budget tech reviews, and let me know in the comments which phone you would pick from this list. All the best deals are in the description below, so feel free to check them out. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.